Journal is reporting that President Trump's advisors are discussing an executive order that could shut down key functions, is how it's put, of the Department of Education, effectively moving toward dismantling the department altogether. And sources tell CNN the department sent letters to employees putting dozens on paid administrative leave on Friday. Those employees informed their email accounts were being suspended, and that move is part of the overall Trump administration effort to eliminate DE&I initiatives throughout federal agencies. Joining me right now is Randy Weingarten, president of the American Federation of Teachers, one of the largest teachers unions in the country, representing educators, school staff, and government employees. Randy, this reporting from the Wall Street Journal, just to dive into it a little bit more, is they're basically weighing how to dismantle and how far they can go to dismantle the Department of Education. Here's the line. The officials have discussed an executive order that would shut down all functions of the agency that aren't written explicitly into statute or move certain functions to other departments. That's according to people familiar with the matter. Do you think this move is legal? Can they do it?
So the move is not legal, meaning, and even there, first off, thank you for having me on. The move is not legal in that even they recognize that there are lots of things about the Department of Education that are in statute. Let me just talk about the most important things. The money that goes out for kids with disabilities, the money that goes out for kids who are low income, the money that goes out for the career tech ed programs, the money that goes out for work-study programs, the money that goes out for kids who are learning English. You're talking about millions of kids, and what that department really does is it actually makes sure that the money goes out and it's not stolen. It is actually used for the intended purposes. Those are the most important functions of the Department of Education. They don't do curriculum, they don't do other types of things. They do financial aid for students, they do this kind of stuff. So those kind of things are written into statute and can't be changed but for Congress. But let me just say one more thing. Symbolically, if we need to out-educate China and out-compete with China, we need to have some federal policy that actually shows how to do that. So like Linda McMahon and I both love the Swiss apprenticeship model, and we think more high schools in America should be doing that. They're not doing that in the states right now. The states have control. We need federal policy that actually has, kids, boys, having more options in high school to do these kinds of things, become, technicians and welders and things like that. That's what the Federal Department of Education should be doing, that kind of policy to actually grow American jobs.
Do you think, with what you listed out, with these big functions being written into statute, meaning that it would take an act of Congress to change things about, do you think this is, are you saying you think this is more scare tactic and threat, or do you think that this effort that's being led by Elon Musk and Doge will actually impact the Department of Education?
It will totally impact the Department of Education, but more than the Department of Education, it will impact individuals. Think about, both in terms of Treasury and in terms of education, the amount of personal, private, financial information that that department has, just like Treasury has all the information of Social Security, all the information of taxes. In the Department of Education, it has so much personal information for people. So the question is, why is an unelected person who is taking this information, private information, from people who have trusted the Department of Education to give them their financial information? That, to me, is the scariest thing. Nobody elected Donald Trump or Elon Musk to take their private information.
There's a lot of big questions. And you mentioned Linda McMahon. She's Trump's pick to be the education secretary. She hasn't even had a confirmation hearing even set yet, I don't think. So there's a whole lot in the mix here of just uncertainty. But we do know that this is under discussion, and we do know people have been put on paid administrative leave. So we need to see where these next steps go. Randy, thank you for coming in. Sarah?